What's the word, YouTube, man? It's Los the Barber back on another video. And y'all already know this finna be that super fire, that pressure, man. But I'm gonna get right into the cut, and as you can see, is his hair was kind of growing out on the sides, so I'm gonna go in by starting off and combing out that hair, make sure I'm getting it all just nice and detangled. Just so my clippers could go through super nice, and make sure I'm checking for any bumps, cowlicks, anything that might give me trouble during this cut. So then I'm gonna start off with a 1.5 closed with the grain. I'm gonna just debulk that hair. I want to keep his hair super dark, or dark at the top, not super dark, but I want to keep it dark at the top, especially because I know the type of hair he got. It's easy to get super thin, so that's why I went against the grain, or with the grain instead of against the grain. Then I'm gonna set my bald line. I usually like to set it at like where the eyebrow is for a low taper. It's my personal preference. And then I'm gonna start with that no guard open, and I'm gonna just go up a 1/2 inch in a rainbow shape, and make sure that taper getting that nice bursted look. And then I'm gonna close it halfway, and then I'm gonna get all that hair down to half. Then I'm gonna close it all the way and knock out that bottom line, get that nice clean transition, man. My taper finna be super clean. You already know the vibes though. Then I'm gonna put that one guard on, same thing, going up a 1/2 inch, keeping that rainbow shape in effect, making sure it's super nice. And then I'm gonna close it, and I'm gonna just soften that line up before I take my 1/2 guard on it. This is something that 360 G's taught me, and I like it a lot. Really, it make my blends come out way better. And then I got the 1.5 guard closed, and I'm gonna just go up another 1/2 inch. I don't want to go all the way up because, like I said, I want to keep the top of his hair dark, so I want to make sure it's I don't thin that hair out too much. Then I'm move on to the neck taper. I'm gonna set my bald line in with the rainbow shape, and this is something I got from my boy TQ Cuts, man. If y'all don't know who he is, man, just look him up. He the truth. This my boy. He cut beside me, and I be watching him a lot, so I picked this up from him, and it really makes a difference. So I'm gonna clean all his skin off, because I hate when I'm in a chair and I just feel like his hair crawling over me, and I don't want my clients to feel any discomfort while they in my chair. So I just make sure I clean it off before I get too much hair on them. Then I'm gonna start with the no guard all the way open, set my first guideline in, and then I'm gonna go in with the one guard all the way open, and go up another 1/2 inch, or about 1 inch, because I'm in the back. I like to stretch my guidelines out a little bit more. And whoever told you that you can't create transitions just because it's rolls in the back of the head, or they like to stay away from doing tapers or transitions in the back of the head just because there's a roll, man, y'all just watch what I'm about to do. So I got the 1.5 guard right here all the way closed, and I'm just tapping up a little bit above that line where I made the one, but not too much, because I want to make sure I keep that top dark. And then I go in with the 2 guard all the way open, and I'm just flicking up at that line, making sure I'm not creating any guidelines. I'm just trying to thin out that hair so it isn't so harsh in the back. And then I got my 1/2 guard all the way closed, and I'm just detailing where that roll is, detailing where that crease is, just so I can make sure it thins out, because as you can see, it's kind of dark right now. So I'm just tapping at it and watching that transition come to life. Then I got my no guard halfway open, and I'm just inching up at that bottom line, trying to get all that hair down to that 1/2 guard length, or the no guard halfway closed length. And I'm opening and closing it as I go, just trying to fade that line out, make sure I'm getting it nice and clean as possible. And as y'all can see, that transition is coming together already. I wish I would have did a little bit more detail work on that right side of the neck taper, but it is what it is. And do y'all see this, man? Look at this man. Why he playing in my camera while I went to go get the hot towel? But it is what it is. Y'all know we just having fun in the chair, man. That's what I like to do. I like it to be fun. And so my lineup prep, I put shaving cream on there with a hot towel, left it on till the hot towel wasn't really hot anymore, and then I wiped it off with alcohol, and I went over it again, knocked it down, and then I'm gonna hit him with that holding spray just to lock everything in. Then I'm gonna brush it down, make sure everything is sprayed nicely. And now it's time for that kill shot. It's time for that lineup, man. This where it's coming together, man. This all natural cut. So after this it ain't nothing else left. So it's all just gonna come together right here. I'm gonna start in that middle, and I'm inch to my left side. I always look to see which side is higher, and if they both pretty even, then I tend to favor my left side for whatever reason. But that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna just go to the left side, then I'm gonna hit his vertical bar, just for the sake of the video, just so y'all can see how I go through my lineup. And then I'm gonna go over it multiple times just to get it natural, crispy, as much as possible. And as y'all can see, I'm brushing down this hair a lot, because with this hair you would tap it and think you got a crispy lineup, then you brush it back down and it look like you haven't even hit the lineup at all. So I'm making sure after every time I pick my trimmer up, I just brush it down and make sure all that hair is laid down and lined up. So now I'm going back to the right side, doing the same thing I did on the left side. I'm making sure they match. If that right side needs to come up some more, then I'll make it angle it up more. Just making sure each is symmetrical so he can have a nice and straight lineup. I was having trouble with his lineup. It didn't look right to me at first, so that's why I just kept going over it. As you could tell, that right side is just a little bit lower than that left side, so I just kept going over until it was straight, just so I didn't want him walking out with his line is straight either way, but the right side just need to come up a little bit more. It's not like it's crooked or anything, but I just kept going over it just so I can make sure they're symmetrical on both sides. And as you can see, it's just coming together. As I kept tapping it, as I kept going over it, it just kept getting straighter and straighter. And that's all I want. It's all a learning experience. You don't got to get it straight on the first try. As long as you keep going and keep perfecting it, then there ain't nothing wrong. Because look, y'all can see, look, now he crispy. Oh my goodness, he is crispy, and I haven't hit the C cups at all. But that front lineup is super straight. Everything is coming in super dark, natural, crispy. Now I'm gonna hit them C cups. I like to start from the bottom. I notice when I start from the bottom, I get a more of a C look, more symmetrical, instead of starting from the top. So that's just what I tend to do. Like I said, I'm gonna line it up multiple times because of his hair texture, just so I can make sure everything is cut down to how I want it to be cut down. Then I'm gonna do the same thing on the left side. Just treating my trimmer like a pencil, using the corner of the blade, just drawing the C. And then I'm gonna look at them both and make sure I like the C cups to match up. So I'm going over that line again, like I said, get everything natural, crispy. Then I like for the clients to come out with no hair sticking up. I just want it all to be as clean as possible, especially because he already got his hair twisted. So with that being said, it ain't nothing left for anything to be done with his head. So now it's up to my job to make sure everything is nice and laid down and crispy and everything. And for some reason, I started with his front line up. I usually always do the neck taper first, but for some reason, I don't know, I guess I was just excited to do the hot towel and stuff, but I ended up doing that first. But man, y'all watch this fade just come together when I hit that back lineup. Like, it's just coming out crazy. I'm gonna do the same thing I did with the front lineup. I'm gonna make sure I'm brushing his hair just because of his hair texture, going over it multiple times, making sure everything is where it's supposed to be. Being careful not to irritate his skin as well, because these trimmers are super sharp. So I'm not really pressing as hard as I normally do. I'm really just tapping and going. And I'm gonna do the same thing on the right side. I'm gonna go and I'm gonna just tap his neck taper, making sure I'm keeping everything symmetrical. looking at the left side to make sure they match as well, because you don't want the left side to be super angled and slanted and then the right side to be straight. I just find that it looks weird, so I just make sure I'm just being consistent throughout the cut. And like I said early in the video, I wish I would have just detailed a little bit more on the top of that bulk and on that right side, just to give it a little bit more fade. But that's just something I'll have to do next time I cut them. But it's just all a learning experience. But this is coming out really clean. That neck taper, that transition is really clean, even though it was a challenge because he has her rolls. But that's not an excuse at all. I still got him faded. But yeah, man, y'all already know what it is. It's Los the Barber, so we ain't gotta worry too much. But this the finished product. You feel me? Everything is symmetrical. Now I'm just wiping them off. I'm gonna show the client the cut, make sure he approve, and I appreciate y'all for watching.